estamos en un momento de lujo en Newport Beach, California, una banda consentida de todos ustedes que tiene 3 nuevos materiales discográficos que van a sacar seguiditos. Estamos hablando de Green Day. First of all, Mike, friend, Billy Joe, first of all, it's an honor to talk with you. Thank you very much for attending this interview.
Thank you.
And tell us a little bit about the adventure of releasing 3 albums at the same time, because like a couple of months in the period.
Well, I mean, if you're talking about how the songwriting is done, well, I think it just started off one song, in one song at a time, and I think it was just maybe try to get back into something that's like good short, fast songs that are meaningful, and just to try to get back into that, something that's a bit more power pop and to try a bit more vintage Green Day. And then the songs just kept coming. And then there were songs that started changing that were more of a garage kind of sound. And then there was more songs that had more of like self-reflection. So it just kept building and snowballing, and then suddenly we'd look up and we weren't looking really to see how many songs we had, and then it ended up turning out to be about 40, 45 or something like that. And then we just kept working, and then I think it was like we're not really in an age where a double album makes any sense, and at the same time we didn't want to do a record like 21st Century Breakdown or American Idiot. So we ended up it was funny. It was like, well, maybe we did like a trilogy. It'd be like Green Day. I guess it's kind of like in the same way it was like Led Zeppelin 1, 2, and 3, or something like that. That might be a bad analogy, but so we were thinking about it, and then so we kind of call it Trey, and then we thought it was funny because so and then have our faces on the cover. And it's just to have fun with it and get, really write stuff that felt fresh and was a breath of fresh air.
Cool. Now, Trey, what could be the biggest challenge during this album creating?
I think for us the biggest challenge was just figuring out when to stop, because like we were having so much fun, like we were writing songs and practicing songs, and we went on some trips. We went to Austin, Texas, and wrote some songs and played a gig. We went to New York and Newport, and we were having a lot of fun doing that. And then when it came time, like, oh wow, we've got a lot of songs, but record a record, and then that sort of came. That question, well, what the fuck do we do? So the only logical step for Green Day is to go huge.
Now, talking, I think that it's probably the first album that the first single is the last song in the album. Do you put it on purpose that way?
No, we didn't have any idea what the first single was going to be. I think there were so many songs. We were having a difficult time picking out the first single because there were so many songs that we felt so passionate about. So it was tough. And then the more that we thought about it, and "Oh Love" seemed to be the right choice. Because it sort of represented something about the sound of the record, and something about, even though it's not one of the fastest songs, it represented something about, like, okay, here's the one. Here's the ride. Let's go.
Now, Mike, there is a reason why you put the songs in uno and that songs on dos and that songs on tres? Is there a reason?
Well, I think each one kind of over time ended up developing, its own personality. I mean, we started off writing, more power pop songs, and a lot of that ended up really making up the majority of Uno. And then Dos was maybe a little more sexually driven and, chaotic. A wonderful nightmare too at times. I think, I think as we moved along, a lot of the songs that ended up on Trey were very much more of self-reflection, and it's a natural progression, though. It wasn't anything we thought too hard about. We let the songs kind of think about it for us.
Now, I say on social network that I'm going to interview you, and a lot of people start asking if you have plans to go to Latin America in 2012, 2013. When?
Tomorrow. I know.
Right now.
We're going to do a world tour. We're not sure. This is the first time anyone's really put out 3 records. So it's going to be a first time for everything. It's like, how do you promote this record? These records? How do you do the press for these records? How do you everything? Every step of the way, it's different, and these songs are going to come from different places. It's not going to be just MTV or just the video. It's going to be like multimedia. So it's and the same goes for touring. I mean, touring's going to be it's a lot. We kind of stuff an era of a band inside of 3 albums. I mean, some bands don't get to their 4th. Some may not get to their second. Yeah. 10 years. So we're talking about 10 years of a band's life stuffed inside of a couple of So I don't know. Yeah, but we'll definitely come to Latin America. I'm not sure when. That was our last stop on our last tour. But hopefully we'll get there more towards the middle of our cycle. So maybe sometime in 2013.
And Mexico. Do you remember something about the concert in Mexico probably 8 years ago?
We had this. It wasn't about the concert, but we went out to dinner, and our keyboard the night before the show, our keyboard player, we put money on. I kept putting money on the table for him to eat. What was it like? The children.
The little one?
Yeah. Even everyone.
The habanero one.
They came out and they're like, no way, this guy's crazy.
I don't want to imagine what happened at night.
I think that it got up to $200.
This guy eats like peanut butter and jelly, mac and cheese. He has no flavor in his food.
We put the money on the table, and finally he just takes it and he just eats this whole thing and the hot sauce that came with it. And he runs out of the room and he goes back to his room, and he comes to the show and he was like, he had diarrhea.
He had to play I was standing up for like 3 shows.
It was in Mexico City and Monterrey also. So it was like 2 days of just
liquid fire.
Yeah, all just for like a couple hundred.
Now, you're a band that have won 5 Grammys. Do you care about that awards or not so much?
I'm not sure what award shows really mean. It's nice when you get acknowledged for something, but I don't know. I really don't know. It's not
great.
It's great, but yeah,
not a bad thing.
As long as you're being acknowledged by your fans, I think from the right people. I think that's our biggest acknowledgement is when we go play live shows and people come to see, us perform the songs.
I think we should do a record in Spanish, so we get a Latin American thing. There you go.
And
you got going next week.
In the other hand, we have this story about this little kid that was in a coma, and because he started listening to your music, he started waking up. I think that's better than any kind of award.
Yeah,
absolutely.
How was the experience of knowing that your music makes so much important in a kid's life?
That's great.
It saved us as kids. That's why we started playing music. I think rock and roll can move mountains.
Now, you've been playing in a lot of different places, but I'm going to choose 2 and tell me what you remember about it. Start with Live 8 in Germany.
I remember not wanting to stop. We had a very short set, and I wanted to
the
keep
energy
playing.
was amazing.
Yeah, and you're seeing, it was hard to see because a lot of the people, because it was just down this one street, and it just went for miles. You could see people. But it was hard to see, but you could see it. Then people just waving flags. And I remember playing "We Are the Champions" by Queen, and really feeling that energy of the crowd and sort of what the whole thing represented, and it was something that was much bigger than we were or we are. You know, just powerful.
And the other one, a long time ago, Woodstock '94.
Mike.
I think it was a great show. It was pretty epic. I mean, you know, I definitely had a little tussle with a security guard on that one, but it was, you know, overall it was. I'd never seen anything so chaotic and so massive. I mean, it was an ocean of people.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And to see that, it doesn't happen, you know, very often. A few times in a lifetime. And so it's epic. We live for epic moments like that. Live for something like that, or an epic moment in a small club, you know.
Now, talking about movies, The Simpsons. To be part of The Simpsons, how was it feeling?
Well, we died.
I know.
We're not going to probably be in the sequel, which is kind of sad.
And another one that I really love, a stop-motion movie, Die Freaky Die Freaky.
Oh, the Freaky Die Freaky, yeah.
You're a sick motherfucker. Yeah.
I played Charles.
Yeah, you played Charles.
Yeah, it was, you know, I hope I don't go to hell for that one, but, I don't know, I'll probably have a lot of friends that are there, so. But it was a fun experience to do that. And the stop motion animation, John Roker was, I mean, that's a lot, really time-consuming and kind of a masterpiece for him, yeah.
Now, the opportunity to know different cultures, a lot of people don't have that opportunity. You have, like, once in a lifetime opportunity. Not many people have that chance. How is for you to know the whole world?
I think we learned more from the road, you know, like in being in different, you know, countries every couple of days you're somewhere new. And I think the third, the fourth time that you travel to different places, you really start to figure things out. But at first, you're overwhelmed when you start traveling. And you're young, and you're overwhelmed, and everything is like 1,000 times over, you know, anything that you could imagine every minute. So, but once you sort of get the hang of it, it's extremely cool to, like, know, you know, oh yeah, I'm going to go to, you know, this country here, and I know where, you know, stuff I like that.
I miss the smell of certain countries, and I miss, you know, obviously the food of certain places, and then just the people, just hearing their voices. It's beautiful. It's fortunate.
Now, we knew about American Idiot, the movie. How is if it's gonna do it, and how is it working?
American Idiot movie is we have a writer, we have a director. Universal's going to put it out, and Playtone is the production company, and it's just a matter of time. That's literally what it is. It's really time consuming. So I don't really know when it's gonna when they start really it starts production or anything like that. But it'll definitely gonna come out at some point. But that's all I really know.
Ready?
I saw you in the Hall of Fame induction of Guns N' Roses. Tell us the experience.
Oh wow.
I guess it was weird.
It was, you know, I just wanted to do Guns N' Roses justice. And you know, those guys are really, really good people. And then they asked us to play last minute. So we borrowed Guns N' Roses equipment to play. We weren't expecting to play, and Jason White was with us too. So we were like, okay, so let's play. We played Letterbomb, and you know, it's interesting because it's for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's like there's all these people sitting at the tables, and it's very it's almost borderline watching paint dry a little bit. So we just went up and just got this, like, get up off your ass and let's go. I mean, this is Cleveland, for God's sake. So we just went for it, and we really kind of got the whole show started. It was really fun. And then you know, and there was a strange thing with Axl. And, you know, so he didn't want to be there, and the booing had started, and I just, like, told everybody, shut the fuck up, and, you know, and it was, you know, and then he ended up being more grateful about it, so.
Now, do you have plans to release another thing under the name of the Foxborough Hot Tub?
Well, the song Fuck Time was supposed to be a Foxborough Hot Tub song, but then we decided, you know, Ghost is kind of the second Foxborough Hot Tubs record. If you really listen closely, those are very garagey songs. So that's kind of, you know, the only difference is we call it Green Day instead of Foxborough Hot Tubs.
I think it's like the schizophrenic record on its meds.
Yeah.
So it is Green Day, but yeah, it took like my meds.
Now, the last question, what did you say to all of your fans last night?
Hello, everybody. Well, we're going to be up here soon. Well, you know, I'm not sure when, but it's always unpredictable, but we are unpredictable, so but we'll be out there as soon as possible.
Uno, dos, y tres.
Okay, thank you very much.
Hey, 1 second.
Yeah.
Hey, Latin America, they say that the squeaky wheel gets the oil. So whoever makes the most noise and asks for us will come through.
Thank you very much. Ya lo vieron, hermanos grandes, entre los grandes Green Day. Vamos a continuar con más. Estamos aquí en Newport Beach, California. Aquí, salud.